Oh.
It's the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube guys. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined today by a very special guest, Edwin, the Ace Acevedo. How's it going?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Boy, just chilling.
It's been what feels like forever.
Oh, yeah, it's, time flies when you're busy.
Yeah, and then I did I had a mini hiatus where I was doing other random stuff throughout the holidays. But
yeah, Sam, I took a break from streaming myself after I finished fulfilling the first campaign. So I'm just getting back into swing of things now.
Nice. So speaking of campaigns, as you go from one campaign to the next, are things getting a lot easier? Are you still encountering challenges here and there? Or it is like smooth sailing, more or less?
Oh no, there's always challenges, but definitely running the first campaign definitely helped in setting up everything for the second one. So it's I think the turnaround time was faster as far as when I was able to line up everybody and have an idea of cost and all this kind of other stuff. So you learn every time. The more you do, the more you learn.
Nice. Let me do some last minute promotion real quick. Oops, forgot to. Typos. Oh no. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, I did. All right. All right. There we go. Oh, that was my post. I was about to like and retweet my own post. Oh dear. All right. Anyway. So things are going good for you? Life is good?
Yeah, I can't complain too much,
All right. Since it has been a while, if you don't mind, I'd love for you if you would kind of refresh us on your quote-unquote origin story. Like, what kinds of things were you into growing up? Be it comics, toys, action figures are toys, cartoons, manga, anime, and what were the major milestones throughout your life and career that led you down to becoming this independent creator with several campaigns under your belt?
Sure. So yeah, my name's Edwin Acevedo. I came to the United States from Puerto Rico when I was right around like second grade or so. We didn't know any English and kind of, I ended up discovering comics right after I got here to the States and, discovered Spider-Man. I remember there's like an issue 4 of like a mini series, Spider-Man and like his foes. It had like Beetle in it and had a bunch of like random Spider-Man foes fighting against each other. I remember just picking that up and just being kind of like mesmerized because everybody knows Spider-Man even then, like in Puerto Rico, like we had you knew Spider-Man, so that was cool. And then like I remember like I went to the little corner store. They used to have like a spinner rack where they just get new comics in every like month. And I saw like a copy of Uncanny X-Men. It was the one with Bishop and Storm on the cover. And that just changed my life, and that blew me away. That cover, I remember just thumbing through the art, seeing like Will's Portatio art in that book, and just like that hooked me. Like that just once that got its hooks in me, anytime I'd get any sort of like allowance money or anything, I'd run down to the corner store and like see what they had on the rack, and there's a pretty good selection of like mostly Marvel stuff. So I would just like any Spider-Man, any X-Men, I would just like digest, man. Like I need to have those, read them countless times, and just start piecing together who all these characters were, because I didn't have access to the internet or anything back then.
Mm,
So
true.
I'm just kind of like rereading everything and trying to piece, all right, why are these characters fighting? What's their backstory? They used to have the little boxes that tell you, oh, read issue number
Oh,
25 to find out about, so just as a kid,
I liked when they
grow,
did that.
yeah, it was great. Just growing up loving comic books, big wrestling fan, uh,
Oh,
you know, obviously Ninja Turtles, all that kind of stuff really kind of helped my imagination and stuff. And as I was growing up, I always wanted to be like a comic book artist.
those are right.
Wanted to work for Marvel as a artist. I wanted to be the next Jim Lee. Sadly, artistic talent does not run in my genes. So by the time high school ended up, that wasn't gonna happen. So you know, I never really thought about doing anything in comics. Really, I mean, I'm a pretty creative person, so like naturally, like I like write things down, like different story ideas and stuff that comes to me. Like even if nothing ever comes of it, like I remember I would just write down little story ideas for Spider-Man and stuff, because yeah, I always like enjoyed doing that kind of stuff. And I stayed a comic book fan kind of on and off. I've taken little breaks here and there throughout, and it wasn't like till many years later, when CG really popped off, and the big two kind of fell off, that I really kind of started discovering like the indie comics movement and all that stuff, and it really kind of resparked that love that I've always had, and it gave me the opportunity to start kind of creating my own comic book. And I spent the last couple of years working on the Ace Volume One, which thanks to everybody for supporting it, was successful last year, and was able to branch that out to some other projects that I'm working on, including the Ace Volume 2, which is it's an Ace, for anybody who doesn't know. It's about a young guy named David Diaz who discovers a shooting star, and then he finds something there that gives him the ability to transform into an armored being. And, it tells like a story about of him trying to basically figure out what his place is in life and how to be a man while dealing with these kind of like alien threats and all this kind of fun stuff. So it's a lot of different kind of like inspirations that I've had as a kid growing up. Some of my favorite books like Dark Hawk. I'm a big fan of, Green Lantern Corps a little bit, just stuff like that.
I got it. I picked up a few copies of Green Lantern Corps, but he wasn't among my favorites. Uh, but Green Lantern was cool. Did you say when you were picking up your earliest comics and trying to piece together the storylines that it was while you were still in Puerto Rico, or did you get introduced to comics once you moved to the U.S.?
No, once I came to the U.S. was the first time I ever saw like an actual comic book.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a new discovery. Yeah, I think it definitely helped me with my vocabulary and like my reading skills and everything. Because man, I would just pour through those books, and like especially like X-Men is written by Claremont. So Claremont's dialogue isn't easy, even for like an adult. You had a lot of weird words in there and a lot of dialogue. Sometimes you'd be like reading stuff and you're like, I don't even know how to pronounce that word. So that definitely was a fun little challenge. I remember like, man, those comic books got worn out, man. They get all bent up and stuff. Yeah, it was just great reading them. Like every time I see like I go to like a back issue store and I see those old issues, it just brings a smile to my face though.
Do you make the move to pick up some of those back issues?
Well, I have a bunch. I've been slowly, because I kept most of mine issues, but then there was a fire in my old apartment, so I pretty
Ooh.
much lost my whole collection. But
Oh,
by then I wasn't collecting comics anymore, so while it sucked, I had kind of like made peace. I had
no.
taken like a 5, 6 year break from comics, so it wasn't until like Green Lantern Rebirth that I actually got back into comics. And then slowly since then I've been like piecing together. But yeah, I got a like I think the first 30 some issues of Darkhawk I got back. I got the whole Will Sportatio X-Men run, all the early Jim Lee. I think like
Holy.
1 through 35 of X-Men. And little
Whoa.
by little,
Oh my gosh.
trying to
Wow.
piece them together.
Out of curiosity, how much is Darkhawk #1 worth?
Depends what the quality is. Only worth like $4 or $5 usually.
Okay.
Depending. Sometimes you can probably find it for cheaper, depending on where you go. It's not an expensive book. Some of the later issues, like I think like 35 up, which are the ones that I'm missing. Those are hard to find, so and eventually when I put them together, I'll probably be paying a little more. But yeah, like I go to like if you go online, like I think Midtown Comics, I found a bunch of them there that are pretty reasonable and nice
Mhm.
quality. Couple of bucks each. So I just started slowly putting it together. It's kind of like, none of those 90s comics are really going to be too pricey. So
I don't know why I thought the way I did at the time, but I had some silly idea that Transformers #1 and G.I. Joe #1 would be worth something down the road. And I think the most I've seen G.I. Joe go for was $100. And I think Transformers #1, $25 or $50. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people tell stories of how, they actually use comics to help children learn to read because, it keeps their attention, I suppose. And it is a good launching way to launch them into reading, which is pretty sweet.
yeah, definitely. I recommend it, definitely.
But you were coming up with all kinds of ideas for comics, storylines, and things like that, and including stories for Spider-Man and whatnot. Did you ever participate in those letters to the editor, where maybe you'd write a suggestion for a story in there or ask questions?
I think I wrote like 2 or 3, like to Marvel, but I don't think any of them ever got published.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a curiosity. And you mentioned briefly wrestling. What kind of wrestling were you into?
I grew up like during like the 80s, so started with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man.
All
And then
right.
like by the time like the late 80s started, I got into like WCW, which is like Ric Flair, Sting, the Horsemen. And then, I just watch ECW once the 90s came. So I've always comics and wrestling have a lot of like ties to me. Like I've also kind of fallen in love and out of love with both at times. I've been like, I had to take a break from comics. I also took a break from wrestling. Then they got me back. Then they lose me again. So it's like it's also funny too, like the parallels because mostly these days I'm mostly into like independent pro wrestling now. Just
Oh,
like I'm mostly into indie comics. So there's a lot of parallels there.
yeah. It's interesting also that CG has so many people who are into wrestling too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize just the interest in wrestling. Like one of the they've got 6 a.m. comics and that group, Mark Bolton and I think Mudman.
Yeah.
They're doing that CG WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. It's quite entertaining.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
It has a lot of the same kind of like the larger than life characters. the superheroics, the action. You know, it's a lot of similarities between both.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Those wrestler names are ones that I was familiar with. So it was same period where I got into wrestling too. Welcome, Darius Munchausen. How's it going?
Hell.
Hail. Um, do you have any, since you have a few campaigns under your belt, do you have any like tips, tricks of the trade that you've acquired that you think is important for new creators and new people launching their first campaign to know?
I mean, the only thing I could do is just give them some kind of basic advice, really. You know, like try and get as much of the campaign, you know, the art, the letters, all that stuff. Try to do as much of that before launching as possible. Uh, you know, keep your expectations low. You know, it's like we all have big dreams of, you know, $100,000 campaigns and all this stuff, but reality is much different. Whatever book you do, whatever project you take on, make sure that you love it. Make sure that you're excited about it and that you're willing to dedicate the next 5 years of your life, blood, sweat, and tears to it. Don't think, oh, this will sell, but I really want to do this other project instead. But I think this one will sell more. So, no, do the one that you love. You know, I've seen people come up with books and they're not all that excited about it, and you kind of go, it's kind of weird. Like, why are you putting this out? And then you hear they got other projects that they're really excited about, and you're kind of like, this is gonna be your baby. Like, if you
Yeah.
don't love this, if I don't love talking about the ace, I'll go do something else, man. Because I also got a lot of ideas and dreams, but this is my baby right now. So I've dedicated 5 years to this. You know, try to make it succeed as much as I can.
Oh, yeah. For
You know,
sure.
aside from that, lean on people who've done campaigns before. You know, people are out there to help. You know, get professionals to help you. People who don't just kind of wing it. You know, get watch and learn. You know, just simple stuff like that. You know, like I watched a lot of guys. I worked with a lot of guys in the hard line. I was right there when they were creating their projects, when they were funding, when they were fulfilling. I've seen it all up close, and it kind of helped me, you know, kind of get a lay of the land before launching. And there's also going to be like once you launch and everything, there's going to be those learning and growing pains, you know, like you could watch everybody do it, but until you do it yourself, that's when you get the real experience, just like with anything else. So
Yeah. I'm I'm pretty convinced that that's going to be the case. Like, I'd eventually like to release something, and I know that as much of the knowledge I've learned from all the people I've interviewed, I know I'm going to screw something along the way. It might even be something so simple as, you know, clicking on the wrong setting in the
oh
back.
yeah, you will drive yourself nuts trying to figure out different file sizes and file types, and this guy needs this file in a TIFF and a PNG, and then you know the colors and the CMYK, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just like, you know, I don't know anything about this. I graduated high school. That's my education. So, like I said, lean on people who are smarter than you and have done it. So,
Has your experience with crowdfunding kind of made you interested in returning to school to learn more about graphic file types and
no,
publishing?
no, it's the last thing. Once I graduated high school, the last thing I ever wanted to do was take another class. I'm not against education or anything. It's just school, the grind of school to me just doesn't make sense. I'm not about that. I don't. To me, like if I had my way, school shouldn't start until like noon. Do like noon to 5. Yeah, I think you can learn everything you need to do in those 5 hours. Like really, the idea of waking up in the morning every day and just this constant there. You're there like what 9 months of the year. You're just like grinding yourself into dust. It's just
I
this.
always thought it was kind of weird having to get
Yeah,
up and
yeah. It's
go
just
start school at 7 or 8 in the
yeah. It's like
morning.
you're there in the early morning, and then it doesn't make sense to me. There's a lot of things about education that need to change.
It's like they're training you from the get-go to get used to working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly what they're doing. That's why so many people just have an aversion to it.
Oh yeah, Bionic Bruh, welcome. I really enjoyed the Ace. Probably the most fun indie issue I've read. I'll be
Oh
there
wow!
for issue number 2, bro.
Thank you, brother. That's awesome. Great to hear, man. You're gonna love it. I'm really, really happy with how everything turned out. I think the story's a little tighter than the first one. I think it's got some good action, some good pacing, some good moments. So I'm happy with it. Everybody on the book did a great job, so I'm excited for people to check it out.
And so, who is doing what on the project in your team?
Yep. So we brought most of the team back. So Canales is doing the art on the main story. Then you have Sweens doing the epilogue again, and then you have How Comics doing the origin backup story. So it's basically just like the first issue. Most of the team's back. How ended up taking over the coloring duties on the main story.
Oh,
Yeah, my old colorist ended up retiring and deciding to travel the USA. So
whoa! Oh my gosh!
yeah, I think I needed a break from comics. So
Yeah,
yeah,
sounds
so
like it. Oh my
yeah, no,
gosh!
he seems to be having fun. So salute to him.
Yeah, that was always something that I thought might be a cool idea. Get an RV and
Yeah,
visit every single state, visit every like tourist attraction, compete in every one of those food challenges that you can find.
yeah, that'd be nice. I always see Guy Fieri doing the diners, drivers, and dies. I'd love to go like down the East Coast and hit up all these places.
Oh man, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Um, let me see something here. And let me check something here. Hey, welcome LDG of Geeks and Joy. Yo, what's up? Good to have you. So we're taking a look at the next installment, the Ace Volume 2. And where did my... Oh, it's over there. After defeating Acula, the Ace must deal with new alien threats after his location has been revealed. Ruh-roh. Ace Volume 2. Let's watch the trailer here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. All right. So it's... Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Red Gauge for that awesome trailer.
All right. Sweet. Oops. Hold on. Up there. All right. For anyone who hasn't yet, get on the sign up list so you can take advantage of getting an exclusive oversized sticker with your backing. So definitely check that out. That's pretty sweet. And I do appreciate you bringing the fun, because what are comics? It's escapism, right?
Yeah.
And the big two have kind of lost sight of that.
Yeah.
Even when I was collecting comics back in the 80s and 90s, it was like I enjoyed how a lot of titles didn't take themselves too seriously. And that's why I did collect things like G.I. Joe and Transformers. But I also got stuff like Dazzler and Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. And they had funny little things every now and then, like when they're not out there fighting crime and stuff. So that kind of stuff is fun to me. You don't want to spend time focus on stuff that feels like real life.
Yeah.
The Ace's adventure continues in this next chapter. After defeating Aquila, the Ace is now the most sought-after object in the universe. Now he must determine if he can trust these new aliens, calling themselves the Godlaws?
Yeah, Godless, yeah.
Godless. Oh, that's kind of interesting. While also becoming the target of the dangerous and alluring Angelique.
Yep.
The mysterious epilogue continues in Volume 2. The Ace continues the search while facing the elements, as well as some new dangerous foes. He's brushing out the snow from his shoulder. That's pretty neat. Sliding through the snow cavern. Aquilus' origin. You will learn of Aquilus' backstory in this origin story. Is this a separate book, that origin story?
Nope. It's all tied to the same book.
Right.
Basically, just like the first volume, you have the main story, which is most of the book. Then you have an epilogue, which is a couple pages, and then you have like the origin story, which is like the last 4 pages of the book.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, right. So fit that all into one.
Oh, all right. We got launching April 2022. So a couple months from now. All
yep.
Right.
April 24th, the launch date. Yep.
What is the significance of April 24th?
It's just the date. Everything kind of worked out for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Just
fair enough.
Yeah.
Book will have the art and colors complete and will also be lettered before launching. Oh, that's sweet.
Yep. And I can announce officially today, the book is fully drawn, colored, and lettered.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Yep.
So
only thing missing is I have to do the credits page. I have to do figure out something for like the back inside cover, but all the heavy lifting is done. I have the cover, I have the back cover, all the
Wow.
pages colored. I've double checked the spelling. I'll send it to a couple more people to do some more proof and edits and stuff like that, just to see how the book flows and everything. But pretty much all the heavy lifting is done.
Do you have like a primary editor you work with all the time?
No, I mostly have the hardline guys.
All
You
right.
know, like I said, we all kind of check each other's work and stuff. And then I have a buddy of mine who's a big like longtime comic book fan, a really smart guy who kind of helps
Oh,
me with like the spelling and everything, making sure everything's structured right.
nice. Hey, welcome, Carol's Cookies. Hello.
Oh hell.
Drop the link again for anyone who hasn't yet signed up for the Ace Volume 2. Again, it's in pre-launch, so he's building up the uh, early sign-up list. So get in on this, get on the sign-up list. When you put your email in there and check at a minimum the first box and have them send the email. It goes to your mailbox, and then you've got one more step, which is to check your email and click on the link to verify that, yes, I want to be on the sign-up list. And that way you don't miss any updates, because that's how they'll communicate with you. And let's see here. So that's looking pretty sweet. And then again, you'll get an exclusive oversized sticker with the backing.
Yep. Actually, I DM'd you a couple images on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah, one of them is I just finished getting the design for the sticker piece, which is looks sick. How comics ended up doing it for me, and it's a pretty amazing little piece, man. Do you think people are gonna dig it?
holy. All right, let's see. So let me figure out something. All right, let me work on that. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Grab this. Up. Grab this. Up. Almost there, everybody. Sorry for the wait. Let's see. Preview. And let's jump back here. Stop sharing this one. Share. Share screen. Boom.
There we go.
Man, that was cool.
Yeah, I'll did a great job on that.
That's nice. Oh man.
Yeah, I love his color, so I think he did a great job bringing out Canales' work. So
Yeah, I mean, once you find a team to collaborate with, uh, whenever you can, you want to keep that team together for sure. That's nice. All right. Oh man, there's even drop shadow on the background. Oh, nice attention to detail there. Oh, wow. That's cool. And then the other piece.
yep, this is the cover for the Ace Volume 2 by Doodle Bags.
Wow.
Yeah. Giving you a glimpse of what's in the book.
Jeez, that's Doodle Bags?
Yep. Killed it.
Damn.
Really killed it.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna have him try and do a wraparound cover, but since it's like a floppy, it doesn't really come off. It's nice. It's like on a thicker book, so maybe next time, maybe for volume 3. Like, that image was enough, though. That's really kind of captures what the book's about. Just like the first issue had that awesome Donald delay cover. This really kind of boom hits that at that same level.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That's pretty sweet. Is the cover going to be black and white, or is it going to be colored eventually?
Oh no, it's already been colored. Actually, my original colorist actually the last thing he did for me before he took his trip, he actually ended up covering that cover. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool. That's just so cool. Let's see. Looks good. And let's see. So it was that, and then it's over here, right? Where did I put it? All right. All right, there it is. The ace must determine who is a friend, who is a foe, as he meets new aliens after defeating Acula. And then let's play this again after I share it, of course. So it's right over there. Correct me if I'm all right. So, did I hear right that Canales is your main artist for the interiors?
Yep, he does the main story for Volume 1 and Volume 2. He'll do it for Volume 3 also.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much got all the guys are down to come back and do Volume 3 if Volume 2 funds and everything goes good.
Oh, good. All right. Come on, get back here. There we go. All right. Let's play the trailer again. Nice.
Gotta love that theme.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. Excuse me. What's going on? Now, what is it saying? Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Odd. All right. So it's coming. You're going live when again? Like
It's gonna launch April 24th.
April 24th. All right. Are you doing the, I guess, what might be considered the CG campaigning model of 2 30-day rounds of funding followed by in demand?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. And do you already more or less have the Indiegogo perks and tiers all laid out, or are you still working on that?
I'm still working on those. That's another reason for the buffer and the time that, gives me some time to really, because it's not easy to set up everything, especially with the add-ons and stuff.
Yeah.
Indiegogo's not the easiest layout, so
Yeah,
so I'll be cracking the whip on that on myself to get that done the next 2.5 months.
Yeah, I, as a backer, appreciate add-ons, but I've heard from a creative standpoint, it's kind of a pain in the rear trying to consolidate everything and figure out who gets what, who gets this and that shipped. But then I think some people have said that you could work it somehow through exporting an Excel spreadsheet and then manipulate the data so it comes out looking cleaner. I'm not sure about all that, but I know as a person who likes to back projects that the freedom to, like customize your backings is really nice. So, and it also saves you from having to go through, pick one tier, circle around, do a separate backing, pick up the pieces that are missing from what you wanted, and then in some cases do a third or fourth sweep through the campaign to get the rest of the stuff you wanted. So, that kind of stuff is appreciated, at least for me. Do you plan on doing any like extras, tchotchkes, or anything, or are you going to focus on the book itself?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out because I do have a bunch of art and stuff that's already kind of been like gathered over the past it's probably been like 1.5 years now since I've been working on this. So I'm just trying to figure out kind of stretch goals and stuff like that. Kind of part of me kind of wants to like mimic the first campaign, but maybe throw in some changes. So like I said, that's another reason for the buffer. There's a lot of decisions and stuff I got to run past the guys and kind of see kind of what works, what doesn't. You want to give enough options where it's cool, but not too many where it makes it confusing. So
right, yeah,
that's another reason I'm glad like all the heavy lifting is done and I can just focus on this part of like the project. So
yeah, I mean that is a benefit. I mean, if you can afford to do so, it does require upfront capital, but I presume you are, taking whatever you gained from the first campaign and applying it towards getting a jump start on the second campaign.
Yep.
And yeah. And that probably is ideal, to get as much as you can done of it before you go live. And like you were saying, it gives you the freedom to focus now on things like the details on setting up the campaign right.
Yeah, that was it took me a long time to get the first one. A lot of different drafts I set up, making sure it looked right and stuff. So, like I said, Indiegogo, once the campaign gets started running and stuff, it's actually pretty smooth. I don't have any complaints about it. It is the setting up of the actual campaign, which is not the smoothest.
Gotcha.
So that just takes time. Like I said, I'm gonna have to just focus and just start going through it. Kind of maybe take a refresher to see what I did on the first one. Just kind of mold as much of that as I can. But you also want to change it up for this one too. So, like I said, just I'm glad I have the time now, so that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Do you think there's any kind of con to having the majority of the book completed at launch? I personally can't think of one, because
there are some minor ones, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the main ones is I can't offer drawn in tiers.
Yeah.
People like those, but I had one in the first one, but it was only basically like one panel, so I can just kind of. I already had it set up. This one I couldn't.
Okay.
It just didn't really leave room for any kind of extra little fun kind of throw-ins like that. So I just had to bite the bullet on it. So maybe the third one, I'll see if I can write something in for it. But
okay.
Like I said, this book just didn't allow it.
And the ace, if I'm not mistaken, is like your baby, your crown jewel, your primary IP for your company.
Yep.
And it's going to be an ongoing series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. It's continuing story of David Diaz and his adventures as the ace.
All right. So. Out of curiosity, when you came up with his name, David Diaz, with the alliteration, is that kind of a nod to the early comics that did that?
Yeah, it's a tribute to the early Marvel comics and Stan Lee.
Yeah, Peter Parker.
He actually had another last name. So, but I decided to kind of just go with the Diaz. So I think it kind of works when I say his name. It sounds right. So.
Okay, right on. That's cool. Let's see. So that. How many pages is the book going to be?
So it's 32 pages.
32. All right. And that includes the epilogue and the origin story.
Yep. It's 24 for the main story, 4 pages for the epilogue, and 4 for the origin story.
And did you say it was going to be floppy?
Yep.
All right. Do you know if you have any you have any plans on doing stretch goals like spot UV on the cover or something like that, or satin finish, or
it would have to do pretty well for any of that.
Well, yeah,
see how the funding goes.
Yeah, every little extra thing costs money, right?
Yeah. Trying to stick with the basics, because always, I do plan on maybe putting together like a nice hardcover after a couple of issues.
Oh yeah.
Maybe doing something fancy with that, getting a nice like slip cover and stuff. Maybe get a little silver shine on it or something.
All right.
Maybe do something like that. But for like the regular floppies, trying to stick with the basics for now. But hey, if it does great, who knows?
Absolutely. And I think we were starting to get into that territory. Do you have an interest in offering things like some campaigns have things like stickers, bookmarks, patches, anything like that?
Yeah, I think I might be having like some posters. I have like a nice, like I said, I do have some art that would look nice on a poster. Maybe some like large prints. I am thinking of doing another metal print. I did one last year for the last
Oh,
campaign. I have these cool metal prints.
all
And I have
right.
another nice Angelique piece that I think will look really nice in metal.
Ooh,
So
cool.
maybe I'll talk to Phoenix Animation about that.
Oh yeah, he's a man for metal
Yeah, those
prints.
came out great. I have a couple left and they look amazing. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, this is my favorite things about the campaign, aside from the book. It's like that
Yeah,
that metal print, it just looks incredible. Like it's got a nice shine to it.
yeah. If I remember, he can also do metal cards
Yep,
and
that
metal uh, bookmarks.
mhm.
Yeah, it's neat what technology can do. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Everyone, if you haven't already, be sure and get in on the sign up list. Is the sign up list doing pretty well? Like,
Uh,
do you
I'll
like
have to check the numbers. I haven't really checked it in a bit. So
Okay,
the first week or so was doing good. We'll see. Kind of, I'll have to recheck the numbers again.
okay.
I don't like to watch the numbers because one thing you learn on that campaign is it'll drive you nuts if you check the numbers too much. So I try to just take it easy on that.
Okay, all right, right on.
But yeah, I'll definitely give it a double check. But the first like week or so was doing well. So
Cool. Awesome. Sounds good then. All right. Trying to think of. Out of curiosity, do you uh, is it going to have a catch up tier so I can get issue volume one?
I'm doing a second printing of the
Okay.
volume one. It's gonna have a new cover.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
it's gonna have a
So
cover
you can
by
tell.
Joe Ball. So
Oh, all right.
yeah, so
Cool deal. Um, do you, are you at the point at which on your campaigns you overprint? Well,
uh,
I imagine you might overprint a little, at least to cover possible damages.
yeah, a little. Like I still have like I think like 20 copies of volume one in a box in my apartment. So and that was I've sent basically everything out, including like the comps for my artists and stuff. So
Well, here's a question. You mentioned apartment. What is it like fulfilling from an apartment? Is it a pain in the ass?
uh not really. I don't have like great. I'm not doing like 1,000 books or anything. So I think I had like a 200 something. So I
Okay.
got like I just got a room with all the supplies and everything, and it's good.
I
Nothing
mean,
too
like
crazy.
when you get delivered, say Gemini mailers, don't they come in this big old stack and they're all flat for you to
Yep.
fold? Yeah.
But
Is it
like I
difficult
said,
to haul into your place?
uh, I mean, I live on the third floor, so it's a little bit, but
Uh,
they're not like ultra heavy or anything. It's nothing too crazy.
okay. All right. I just thought it might be kind of
No,
a.
definitely. The mailman is probably tired of seeing my face, getting all these, ordering backing boards, the little plastic slip covers, ordering. My Amazon has been blowing up. Amazon business account, getting in tape and labels and other of this stuff.
Do you,
Okay.
do you do you do like some creators do and load up the all the books that you are fulfilling into your car and take it to the post office? Or I heard that like USPS can come to you, I think, and you have it already. I guess you would have had to have everything pre-weighed and stamped by then.
Yeah.
For something like that to work out.
Me, like I said, I don't have that much. So, and I gave myself lead time to fulfill. So I would just take a couple packages a day and just bring them to my post office before work because it's close to where I work. So I can just go there, drop off like 10 a day. In a week, I dropped off 60. So, just like, 10 a day, because, I'm packing. So I'm not overdoing anything when I get home from work. I chill out, pack the 10, double check the addresses, pack everything in. I got the 10. Like I said, wake up, do my thing, bring them before work, and just do that for like 5-6 days a week. And then, then like month and a half, 2 months, all the 200 copies are gone and I'm on time and,
Nice. And do you like do you fulfill domestic first or do you fulfill international? Knowing this,
I was doing both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Just grab, try to do it as much as I can by order. It's not always possible because some people have like special like art tiers and stuff. So I gotta like specially package those and stuff and make sure. So those were probably towards the end, the ones with the special art tiers and stuff like that. But
the artists on your team are, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't they all digital or do they do digital and traditional?
Canales does mostly traditional.
Oh.
Like I actually have a bunch of his traditional pages for the book.
Wow.
I was offering them in the campaign. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about.
Yeah, Sweens and Howell both do mostly digital.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, in this community, original art is really sought after. So if you can offer some of that on your campaigns, then hell yeah. Totally. I dig it. I love original art. And it's like one of those things, I wasn't in on, Marvel and DC in their early years, so I could never really acquire affordable original art from them. But now with CG, it's giving me like a second chance. So pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, I still do have I think like 8 or 9 Canales pages. So if anybody's interested, you can slide in the DMs. Get you nice affordable price on them.
Or you could just add it to your campaign as additional tiers, original art tiers.
Those didn't really sell that much. I sold a couple, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, right on. Let's see. So I wonder, is there anything that I'm perhaps forgot to cover or that you were wanting to point out about the campaign?
I'll just mostly give a little kind of rundown of the story in this one.
Oh yeah, please.
Because the spoilers for the first issue. Basically, the main story is about David throwing down with Akula, who comes down, tracks him down at his doorstep, and tries to take the armor by force. David's able to outsmart and defeat Akula. And then the last panel of the main story has David with his blade at Akula's throat, and he hears the word "stop" over his shoulder. And basically, volume 2 picks up right after that. You find out that the godless, these alien kind of strike force from the other side of the universe, want David to come with them back to their home planet. So David's got to figure out whether he can trust these new aliens, because the first alien he already met tried to kill him. So not the most trustworthy moment there. You got these guys with guns pointed at him. Like, hey, come back with us. He's like, yeah, not exactly feeling the trust here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you have that, and then you have the introduction of Angelique, who had an origin story in the first issue. To this issue, now you're basically meeting her in current time, and she also wants the armor for herself for her own means. So she shows up, and David has to deal with all these kind of things and kind of figure his way through this strange new world that he's gotten himself into. And it's a fun issue. And then, like I said, the epilogue stories, basically, I always say it's a mystery piece. So it's basically, yeah, it just basically gives you like a glimpse of like, it gives you like a piece of the puzzle, but you won't see the full thing until later down the road. The first epilogue had the Ace breaking into this prison to see a prisoner. And then this one takes place, as you saw, in like this kind of snow planet and stuff, where he's again looking for somebody or something. And you know, like I said, epilogues won't fully make sense to you until you read issues further down the line. But it does have like amazing art and like some fun visuals and stuff by Sweens. I think he does great work in both of them. So I think it's worth it just by that alone. But like I said, it'll make more sense later down the ride. And then the origin stories about Akula gives you a little glimpse into his past. Akula doesn't play that big a role into this second issue, but he was a big fan favorite of the first one. So I know people would want more of him. So I put together this little short origin story that gives you like a glimpse of him in his past before he met the Ace. And I think people dig it. I think it's really fun little short glimpse into Akula, kind of where he comes from and some more into his attitude and backstory. You know, just like to reveal little pieces, not give you the full thing, because I think that's boring. If I just explain every single thing, I just give you glimpses. Kind of like I'm a big fan of like Highlander.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you know, they go into the past, and you know, they show you these little glimpses of things he did and moments and stuff, and it gives you back to the front time. It's kind of like the origins work. The short pieces give you little glimpses, and then kind of bring you back to the present time. So
that's a neat way to do it.
Yeah,
that's sweet. Right on. Let's see here. Oh, out of curiosity, what is like? You're the story person, so how do you like to write the story to present to the artists? Like, do you present them with a script? Do you like to sketch out thumbnails?
No, it's mostly like a full script with dialogue and everything. You know, like once Canales got like Ace Volume 2 is basically the full like 24 pages, fully written, scripted, each panel, you know, breakdown and everything. And then, like I always tell them, like, you know, if you need to condense some panels and stuff, as long as the main gist of the pages where I want it to be, do your thing on it. Then I could always tweak dialogue. Once I get his pages back, I can tweak things and stuff with the dialogue and different things, cut stuff out, add stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much worked out well like that with all my artists and everything. So
nice. All right. It sounds like you guys got a good machine running.
Yeah, man. It's been fun working with all these guys, man. Like, they do great work. And like I said, it's too bad, like, you know, you want to I can only show so much.
Mhm.
So you show little glimpses, but when people get these pages, like in the first issue, like anybody who went back and saw like the full epilogue that Sweeney's did, the backup that Hal did, all the pages Canales did with Akula and Ace throwing down and stuff. See like the quality of the book, you're kind of like, all right, these guys doing their thing on it. I think the art and everything's even better on this one, so very
Nice.
excited.
Always keep improving.
Yep.
For sure. Sweet. Was there anything else you wanted to cover before we close things down?
Yeah, two quick little plugs.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a short story in the Alterna Winter Campaign.
Really?
Yep. It's they have their anthology books. It came out on a Wednesday.
Oh.
So I have a story, and it came out on a Wednesday, number 18. It's the Kenneth Rocafort cover.
Oh my, that's neat.
Yeah, it is. I have a short story about some Vikings who get caught up in a storm and wind up in a strange land. Like I said, this is the most affordable project you will find. It's $2 plus I think 4 or 5 shipping for like a badass Kenneth Rocafort cover and some cool little short anthology stories, including mine by artist Avery Butterworth. Did a great job on it, and check it out if you like fun little Viking stuff, you like some sci-fi stuff, some horror. Those anthology books have a lot of different kind of styles of stories, and it's still on demand. It's not going to be in demand for too much longer though, so you can go check that out. And if you end up buying a copy of it came out on Wednesday, number 18, and you send me proof, I will send you a pack of 6 a.m. stickers featuring 2 other characters there, Eric and Alga. It's a little bonus and thank you.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Passion for Drawing has Tales of Novatera funding right now on Indiegogo. I have a story there about the guardsman. It's actually like story. It's not like a comic book. It's a part of a magazine. We will have some visual stuff with it. So I have a little story there that plays into Passion's world. So like a kind of a tribute to like the old Conan magazines. It's oversized. It's got amazing art by guys like Preston Acevedo, Doodle Bags, Joe Ball. It's really incredible magazine. Passion has killed it. I've seen the art. It's incredible. And I was lucky enough to have a little piece, little slice in there. Also has writers like Phil Diaz, Eddie Winkler. It's just an all-star project. So go if you're into fantasy, D&D, that kind of stuff, go check it out. I think it's like 51% funded so far. It's only like a weekend, so you could definitely use some help. Like I said, go check it out.
Yeah, Passion's going to be on my channel tomorrow morning.
Nice.
Actually, hold on. What day is
Today's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday. Okay, all right. Yeah. So Passion will be on my channel tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern. So we're going to be discussing Tales of Novatera. So that'll be sweet. Very cool. All kinds of great stuff you're getting involved in. That's nice.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it can also give you kind of a break away from your own project.
Yeah, it's good to kind of flex my muscle into these other avenues and stuff. So I'm excited. Hopefully, I know the Alterna one is coming out for sure, but hopefully we'll get Passion funded and we'll get this magazine out too, man, because it's gonna be badass.
Yeah, I'll do my part to push this product. It looks good. Yeah. And right on. That was cool. So Ace Volume 2 is on early sign up. Get on that list. Remember, it's a 2-parter. Put in your email address, mark the box, hit what is it, submit or go?
I think sign up, yeah.
sign up. Yep, sign up. And then check your mailbox, your inbox, and make sure you complete the second part to verify that, yes, I want to be on this mailing list. And you'll get all the updates on the project.
Yep.
And you'll be in crowd. Very cool. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today in chat. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks to everyone who, thanks especially to Edwin Acevedo.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, bro.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime. I'm going to give you the floor, man. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
Yes. If you want to know anything about the Ace, the #1 place you can do that is on Twitter. You can follow me at Edwin Aces. You'll get all the sneak peeks to art, projects I'm working on, any news, anything. That's the spot to find me at.
Right on, like Donkey Kong. So you can find me on all my usual haunts. I'm mostly on Twitter, which is at WyzGyz Tweets, on YouTube, which is WyzGyz Entertainment, but make sure WyzGyz is one word, WyzGyz, and Twitch, WyzGyz Entertainment, all one word. And like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications, mark all notifications, so hopefully you don't hopefully you receive every notification of every video and stream. Carol's Cookie says good night. And thank you all again. Thank you, Edwin. Great show.
Thank you, brother.
We shall see you on the next stream. Bye.
Peace.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube channel. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.